In 2023, Washington H. Soul Pattinson is a very, very unique company. This is our 120th year of being listed, which is now on the Australian Stock Exchange. Over that period of time, this company has never failed to pay a dividend, and that includes the war years, the Great Depression, the GFC, and recently the COVID period. It's been my great pleasure as a fourth generation chairman of this company to be able to deliver wonderful returns over generations for our shareholders. And also my son Tom Milner, now being the fifth generation, sits on the Soul Pattinson board. It wasn't really till after the First World War in the early 50s that Soul Pattinson moved away from pharmacy and started his journey on diversification where we are at today. The mining boom came in the late 60s, early 70s, and that really gave Souls the impetus to move away from pharmacy. And with the advent of diversification, we became involved in New Hope, now a $5.5 billion coal mining company. We did a cross-shareholding with Brickworks, which is Australia's largest manufacturer of clay products. When I joined the board in 1984, shortly afterwards, we got involved with television. At that particular time, Channel 7 and Channel 9 had been sold, and we bought Newcastle TV station NBN Television for $38 million. And over the period of time, that $38 million now sits as a 12.5% interest in TPG, which has a market cap of over $7 billion. So it's been a wonderful investment for us.
The business has evolved significantly over 120 years, and today Soul Patts is a top 100 ASX listed company with over 60,000 shareholders and more than $10 billion in assets. Our portfolio is a unique investment proposition on the Australian market, comprising assets in listed equities, private equity, direct property and structured yield. We carefully construct the portfolio to achieve three key objectives. The first objective is to maximise growth over the long term. The second objective is to maximise cash from the portfolio, which we use to pay higher dividends to shareholders. And the third is to manage investment risk across the portfolio so that we preserve capital in downtimes. Soul Patts has been able to achieve all of these things quite well over the last few decades, and over 20 years we've achieved greater than 3% higher than market per annum, which means that an investment in Soul Patts has achieved a 9 times total growth, whereas an investment in the market has achieved just 5 times. And in fact, over 40 years, Soul Patts has achieved greater than 15% annualised growth. In 2021, we merged with Milton Corporation, which was transformational for the business. Brendan O'Dea joined us as Chief Investment Officer at that time, and the merger provided us with the scale and liquidity to pursue new investment opportunities. Since then, we've been focused on private equity and structured yield investments.
We were really innovative in the late 1980s when we split our shares. Both Brickworks and Soul Pattinson split their shares at about the same time, and we were the first two companies to actually do that. In the early 2000s, we established Pitt Capital Partners. So Ron Brearley launched a takeover bid for Brickworks, and we chased people to come and represent us. And after it was all over, I said to David Fairfield that maybe we should start our own investment bank. And that's how Pitt Capital Partners was started.
When we talk about long-term investing, we live and breathe it. As Rob mentioned, many of our investments in our strategic portfolio have been with us for a number of decades. But long-term doesn't just mean holding for the long term. It means thinking about the long-term investment fundamentals of a business and the industry in which it operates. And if we look at our private equity portfolio today, we're invested in agriculture, we're invested in education through our swim schools with Aquatic Achievers, we're invested in the energy transition through AMP Control, and we're invested in wealth management in a business called Ironbark. But long-term also doesn't mean merely setting and forgetting our portfolio. We are extremely active, and one of our key competitive advantages is our unconstrained mandate that allows us to invest across different asset classes in different times.
Without good people, you don't have a business, and I think that's been the great key to our success. Not only within Soul Pattinson, but our investment companies have always been run by very good people. Mind you, we've made the odd mistake, but we've made a lot more good decisions than bad decisions. The other important factor is too that we've always had cash, and it's only been recently in this very recent period of very, very low interest rates that we've actually never borrowed any money. So we've always been able to move very quickly when we've had cash. Jim Milner said to me very early on in my career that if you've got common sense, you'll go a long way.
I'm proud to say that we've been able to capture and maintain all of the old-fashioned ways of doing business. We do the right thing, we look after our people and we look after our communities. And first and foremost, we're here to serve our shareholders. Our business has been structured in a way such that it's all about the team maximising the whole, rather than any individual focused on one part of the portfolio. We've all learned and developed the Soul Patts way of investing, backing good people, investing for the long term, making common sense, disciplined investment decisions, and not merely following the masses. It's been an excellent track record and we're very excited about the future.
Thank you to all shareholders for your continued support over the 120 years. Without you and our staff of investee companies, we wouldn't have a business. So I thank you very, very much for what you've done for this company over a very long period of time.